Welcome to your Daily Dose of Sunday School, episode 80. We continue with Greg Kokel's Tactics. We're on chapter 10, Suicide, Views that Self-destruct. Well, calls this suicide because often unbelievers will make claims that contradict the claim itself. So you make a statement and it applies to the very statement. It's like if I said, here in the basement, there is absolute silence. Well, as I say it, I'm contradicting the statement. You get to a page on a standardized test that says, this page intentionally left blank. Like, whoa, that just blew my mind. This page has writing on it, though. Is it blank or is there writing? Kokel mentions a joke where somebody said, make sure you always go to people's funerals because when you die, or else if you die, they won't come to your funeral. Okay, so there's lots of these views that self-destruct, that the views themselves commit suicide. And it's just a matter of being alert to what people are saying. I think it really shows that we are the ones with the truth, and they are the ones who are suppressing the truth in unrighteousness, that so frequently they'll say things that cannot be true. As soon as it comes out of their mouth, it's nonsense. So someone says there are no absolutes. Well, they're trying to get you to stop making absolute statements about God. Meanwhile, all you have to say is that absolutely true? Someone might say, no one can know any truth about religion. Well, is that absolutely true? Or, how do you know that truth about religion? That sort of thing. Well, they might say you can't know anything for sure. Similar type of thing. How do you know that? Are you sure about that? Talking about God is meaningless. What does that mean? What you just said about God. You can know truth only through experience. The way where I've usually heard that is that I only believe things that are empirically verifiable. So I only believe things that can be tested, which is that's never true for anybody. But then you just say, okay, well, can you show me the test that tells you should think like that? There's no lab tests where you mix these chemicals together and then it says, only believe what can be tested. Well, nope. And so he calls this formal suicide when you have an argument that that refutes itself. Some of these are going to be more implied than others. That's when it's a little more tricky. So you have to kind of slow down and think about their view. Does their statement apply to that statement? One classic example, I don't know if he's going to get into it or not, but he really should, that there is no God, the world is too evil. So the problem of evil, that there can't be a God in a world this evil. Well, how do you know there's evil without God? And then if you choose the other option, well, there must not be a God, then congratulations, now nothing is evil. Now you really have no distinction between lions eating wildebeest on the Serengeti and Hitler. Now there's no distinction. Atoms don't care. Material doesn't care. God cares about the distinction. We actually care about the distinction because there is a God and because people are made in the image of God. But it's subtle, but it's a contradiction. He actually talks about, this is just ridiculous to me that anybody would be willing to debate on this, but I'd be willing to debate on the Kokel side, but that anybody would be able to debate against this. He got in a public debate that he was debating that objective truth exists and can be known. So can you imagine, you've got this unbeliever trying to prove that objective truth doesn't exist and cannot be known. And so all Kokel had to do is say, listen, whatever, it's not all he did, I'm sure. But at the end, he said, look, y'all are going to vote. I think in the British debates they vote. I wonder if it was in Britain. Y'all are going to vote, and if you vote for him, you're voting for me because you say that he's convinced you of the truth. So either way, we're good here. Colossians 2:8, see to it that no one takes you captive by philosophy and empty deceit, according to human tradition, according to the elemental spirits of the world, and not according to Christ. There's a lot of philosophy and empty deceit out there. So, pay attention. Does the statement destroy the statement?